Hello. I am not wearing a mask because of COVID. I'm in my backyard. This is wet. It helps me cool off. It's actually been in the 80s, so I've been doing a lot of garden work and I wanted to share it. So, since we're by here, this is my monster tomato that Diana Sherwood gave me from one little itty bitty cutting that she had rooted and given to me. Or maybe it was a little plantlet she dug up, I'm not sure. Alright, so back to what we were doing today. What I'm doing today. So this is what I call my circle garden. It's called that because it used to have a little circle in the middle where it had a boundary, plastic boundary around the outside. I didn't like it because I kept tripping on it, so I'm going to try something different. That's basically sawdust wood chips in the middle, and I'm going to add a little bit of amendments to that and throw on some summer clover, both red and white, and it's called strawberry clover, so I'm excited to see it. And then what's covering the ground right here, Sean came out and helped me with this. The soil's been turned over and cleaned up. This is the second pass actually. About a month ago, my brother Nick and his wife Shelly came over and helped us do this once before, where this whole garden was covered with just dead stuff. And I was actually probably a couple months ago, because I don't even think this was growing yet. And this is squash, all different kinds of squash. So it was probably like 2 or 3 months ago, I don't know. Anyway, so this sat fallow for a little while. And then today, I wanted to really loosen up the soil because I'm going to plant 3 different kinds of sweet potatoes, a white and 2 different varieties of orange, one that's a vining and one that's a bush. These are my anchos. So what's on the ground right now is a combination of, see the little pellets? That's soil sulfur. I have the bag I can show you in a minute. And it basically helps with the pH of the soil and helps break down clay. Everything else, there's phosphorus, which you really want to get in next to the roots, and it's rock phosphate, so it's the natural form. And then potassium, which I used to get in kelp form, but it's very expensive, so I just got potassium sulfate. And then I've got like a balanced natural fertilizer that has probably chicken pellets in it. It's like, I think it's an 885 or something like that. And let's see, what else did I put in there? That might have been it. Oh, I put some iron sulfate in there too, because our soils tend to be a little low in iron, or at least in the absorption of it. So the next step is going to be to cover all of this with a thin layer of worm castings, except for the middle. That's just going to have a thin layer of compost. And there's going to be a thin layer of compost put on top of everything. And then there will be mushroom compost put on the outside. And then I'll just plant seeds. I'm going to plant seeds before I put down the compost in the middle. So, and then I have to clean these hoses. I've already cleaned them actually. This is after they're cleaned. They still have salt deposits all along. You see this right here. Okay, that's a salt deposit from years of salt and water dripping on there. That's what's in our soil too, by the way. So I might have to replace some of these, but I'm going to test them out. Anyway, they've been cleaned. I'm going to add some more to the middle where there weren't any. And then I'm going to lay these down. After it's all raked smooth, I'm going to lay these down and tack them. And then I'm going to plant my sweet potato slips and seeds. It's going to be a 2 or 3 day process actually. And yesterday I did this, so my body is really tired. This garden bed was just left over from cool season. I had pulled all the dead stuff out, and yesterday I planted my first sweet potato here, and there's another one over there. And this is all beans. This is scarlet runner beans. You're supposed to plant them in the cool season, but they got beat up by the wind all winter, so they're still struggling, and I don't know what's going to happen. A lot of this is experimental. So I have it covered with burlap because, one, it keeps the soil moist longer for seedlings, and 2, it keeps the cats from using it as their cat box. So in here I'm going to plant mostly beans and cucumbers, but I'm also going to plant some flowers and some basil. And that's another project for the next couple days while it's still in the 80s. Okay, and soil amendments. I wanted to show you the soil amendments. Okay, so this is one of my favorite new finds. It's an experiment, but I really like it. This is this mushroom compost. And I got that at Lowe's. And this I got from A&P Nursery. Worm castings. Here, let me put it in the light so I can see it better. There. And then this is my go-to on the planting and seed cover. It's just the right size for seeds not to be blocked by big chunks of soil. And then in here I have, this is my potassium here, and then soil sulfur, elemental sulfur. Usually say what kind of sulfur it is, but and then look at this citrus blend. It's Job's organic and iron sulfate. So okay, that's it for today. I will be more tired tomorrow.